Hey everyone, this is Friedel Hakoreja Raven, and I'm here with my recap and review of Raised by Wolves Season number 1, Episode number 1, which is titled Raised by Wolves. So, this new series is an original series for HBO Max, and I have seen a whole lot of anticipation for it online. So, I was like, you know what, the first 3 episodes are currently available for you to stream. Might as well watch it, and I just finished watching the first episode, and I just have to say that wow, 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 this first episode ended up doing a whole lot that I wasn't expecting. Now, don't get me wrong, of course, there were certain plot conveniences which I'll mention as I recap and review the episode, but as a whole, narrative wise, this was a very, very strong premiere. And yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the 2 episodes. This is a 10 episode long series, and as far as I can tell, HBO will be releasing 2 new episodes every week, so you can't necessarily binge watch the entire thing like Netflix, but you won't have to wait a whole lot for the entire series to be available for you to binge watch because, again, HBO will be releasing 2 episodes a week. Anyway, back to the premiere episode. So it opens up with this narration by a character called Campion, and Campion is talking about how they are the pioneers and they came to this new planet which is called Kepler 22b, and they were the pioneers. However, they weren't afraid because they knew that their mother and father will always keep them safe. And mother and father, for those of you who don't know, are actually androids. One of them is played by, who was it? Yeah, Amanda Collins. She's the mother, and she is giving me Evan Rachel Woods from Westworld. And then the father is played by Abubakar Salim. And these two actors have, yeah, they do a very impressive job as far as playing androids are concerned. They do show emotion, but it's a controlled emotion, the type of emotion that you expect certain androids to have. Now, talking about plot conveniences, as their little shuttle lands on the planet, of course, it lands near this gigantic hole, and it's about to go in, and father and mother are activated, and they're like, we need to get out of here, and they do get out of here. And again, quite tropey that as mother is trying to get out of the shuttle, it falls into the hole. It doesn't go all the way down, and mother is like, you know what, it's retrievable. But anyway, these two are here, and these two are programmed to look after each other as well as the kids. So they take their belongings and they go out to find a campsite. They find it, and this is where they're going to create their new home. And yeah, all of the production, the set design, the environment, I really enjoyed it. It looked like a well budgeted movie. So it turns out that they have around 6 frozen embryos. And yeah, I was actually surprised how this episode show how these children were born. Mother, she's not only their caretaker, she's literally like their mother. Her body is going to be used in order to nourish the embryos. So of course I was like, you know what, from the promotional material, now I understand why mother didn't want to let go any of her children, because she basically nurtured them, she basically gave them life. So she has 6 tubes or umbilical cords, you can say, attached to her, and she just lays there for 9 months while the father is growing crops and making houses. So the mother just lays there, and after 9 months, 6 children are born. However, the sixth and final child, when the father takes him out of its gel-like container, the child isn't breathing, and the father is like, you know what, according to protocol, we have to break it down and we have to feed it to the rest of the children, and we need to hurry before the cells start to deteriorate. And the mother is like, you know what, I know what the protocol is, however, I would like you to hand the baby to me. She takes the baby, and again, very tropey, you just know that she's going to do something for the baby to start breathing, and she hums this tune. And yeah, the child starts to wail, and the mother also cries. And I'm like, you know what, it's very Ridley Scott that we get androids that also shows human emotion. Now, there are fan theories about this show possibly having tie-ins to the Alien franchise or maybe the Blade Runner franchise. Who knows? So they end up naming the sixth and the youngest child Campion. He's basically the runt of the litter, and again, it's the child that we heard the voiceover from. So there are six children, and they are growing up. They're having fun. Everything is good. Mother and father are keeping an eye on them, and as they're planting crops, they come across this huge skull, and it turns out that this planet used to have these giant snake-like creatures. We don't necessarily know if they're still here or if they're extinct or whatnot. Yeah, I was actually surprised that are they sure that this planet is safe? And of course, bad things have to happen, and we see Tally, one of the little girls, roaming around. And at first, I was like, wait, is an alien going to come in and kill Tally? But no, she just walks around, and apparently, she fell into the gigantic hole, and this is the first death of their children from the six children that they have. And then some of the children grow sick, and everyone starts dying one by one, and only Campion and another girl, Spyra, are alive, and Spyra is sick as well. And this is where we get a little bit of background about what the androids are doing. Apparently, there were a whole lot of religious combat. Religious fanatics or cultists wanted to make everyone live according to their beliefs, and they thought that androids being allowed to raise children is a sin. So their creator, the creator of the androids, that creator, I guess his creator's name is also Campion, if I remember correctly. But anyway, Campion sent mother, father, and the embryos to this new planet so that they can create a civilization that isn't bogged down by religion and all of the fighting and all of that stuff. And yeah, this is where we get to see that Campion is attracted to religion. He wants to believe in something, and he's like, maybe if we start praying, our prayers can help Spiria get better. And Mother is like, no, Campion, that's not what I taught you. Only science can help us, and the reason that your siblings have died is because we need to learn more. Yeah, so you can see that Campion is someone who wants to believe in something. While all of that's happening, Father notices an arc orbiting the planet, and then we see that Spyra is dead, and yeah, of course, Campion is devastated about it. He's the only one left, only human left. And as they're burying Spyra, this is where we get to see that Mother is experiencing a breakdown, and this white goo starts coming out of her nose. And father is like, what's up? And she is like, I'm just overloaded, I just need to rest. And then we have a scene where we see Campion praying, and again, there's something religious about this child. And this child, I actually thought that he was like a girl. He kind of looks like a girl. He actually looks like Millie Bobby Brown's sibling. And also, I'm not really sure where this child picked up a kind of a British accent. I'm not really sure. Shouldn't his accent match mother and father's accent? But anyway. So father notices him praying, and father is like, you know what, don't let mother find you praying. She wouldn't like that. And then it's nighttime, and mother is trying to comfort Campion, and she's like, Campion, you need to go to sleep. Campion is like, I can't go to sleep. And he's also not happy about how he doesn't have any pictures of his siblings, and he has started to forget their faces. And this is where mother decides to change her appearance to resemble Spyra. And yeah, Campion is surprised that she can do that, and Mother is even surprised that she could do that, that she can change her appearance like that. So it's the next day, and Campion sees his father going towards the big hole, and Campion is like, why are you going down there? And this is where father tells Campion that he is going to try and contact the Ark that has humans, because one of these days, father and mother, the androids, are going to stop working, and it's better for Campion to be with his own kind. So father goes down, however he isn't able to do anything because the rope isn't able to handle his weight, and he comes back up. And this is also where father is like, Campion, don't tell your mother. We don't have to tell her anything until she's not able to stop us anymore. So mother is resting, and this is where she gets a hallucination, and we see this worn-torn city. Everyone is fighting, and mother is just floating around. And I have to say that the design of this android is amazing. It looks amazingly cool. Father comes in, and father is like, mother, you are breaking down. I need you to allow me to give you a full checkup. However, I can't do it unless you want me to help you. And mother is like, yeah, I'm fine, we'll do it later. So she goes to Campion and she's like, Campion, where were you the entire day? And Campion is like, oh, I was just outside making stick figures. And Mother is like, don't lie to me, Campion. And this is where Campion tells her that he was with Father and they're trying to contact the Ark. Of course, Mother isn't happy. She's like, that's against our objective. And yeah, the Father ends up throwing a whole lot of truth bombs. He's like, Mother, we came to this planet with 12 frozen embryos, and from those 12 human children, only one survives. It would be better for the child to be with humankind. We failed. Our creator overestimated our abilities, and yeah, Mother isn't listening to any of it. Mother is like, no, we need to stick to the objective, and it's basically you who's breaking down. Let me check you. And Father is like, go to sleep, Mother. And they both fight, and of course, Mom is able to damage Father, and she ends up killing him basically. And I'm like, oh no, I was actually expecting to see more of Father. I actually liked his character. Maybe he'll come back in some sort of flashback, or maybe there are a few other copies of Father around. Who knows? So Mother goes back and she tells Campion that Father is dead permanently and she had to throw his body into the giant hole, and now both of them are the only ones left and they need to support each other. So she goes into sleep, and while she's sleeping, Campion of course uses the rope to go down to the shuttle, and he uses the shuttle to send a tracking signal to the Ark. And then the shuttle for some reason turns on, and Campion gets out of the shuttle, and the shuttle just decides to fall all the way down the giant hole. Campion goes back home, and he sees that Mother has unearthed more bones of the giant snake, and Campion sees Mother on the ground. He decides to lay there with her because, say what you want, even though she's an android for Campion, she's basically his mother. So these two wake up after they hear these other humans walking around, and yeah, this is where we get to see these people that belong to the group Mitraic, which is basically, I guess, a religion. It's very crusade in my opinion, and yeah, the middle one is the actor Travis Fimmel, who became famous from that highly successful Viking series. So it's good to see him back, and they are trying to have a conversation with Campion and the mom, and of course, Mother doesn't want to display that she is an android. She also told Campion not to tell them that she's an android, and she's not really friendly towards them. However, Travis, his character name is Marcus. Yeah, Marcus is like, we are hungry, we would like to have some food. So, of course, Campion and the mom invites them home, and they give them food. And this is where we get to see that the person on the left side of the screen is a cleric, the one behind Campion is an android, and the two on the right are soldiers. And yeah, they ask about Campion, where his father is, and all of that stuff. And again, of course, the mom isn't happy about it. Mom is like, are you here because you want to build a new colony? If you want to build a new colony, I would advise you to go to the other side of the equator and leave this land alone. And Marcus is like, yeah, we'll do that. However, we would like to spend the night, and the mother allows them to spend the night in the hut. And I'm like, why isn't the mom already killing these people? But anyway, this is also where these warriors from Mitraic talk about a child of prophecy and how Campion could be a prophet. And I'm like, okay, is the show giving us another white boy savior? I'm not really sure how I feel about that, but anyway, it's still interesting. So it's the next day, and they are taking their crops, and Campion is like, why are you taking our food? And Marcus is like, you have a whole lot to feed an army. And this is where also Marcus invites Campion to come to the Ark so that he can see animals, and he can make friends with Marcus's little kid. And this is where Marcus also tells Campion that he knows that his mom is basically an android, and is she breaking down? And Campion is like, yeah, she's breaking down, and can you help fix her? Marcus is like, yeah, we can fix her, but before that, he picks Marcus up, and he basically tries to kidnap Marcus to take him to the Ark. Of course, mom doesn't like that. She comes out, and android that works for the Mitraic people, these two end up fighting, and I'm like, of course the mom is going to win, and she does. And this is another surprise we get. Basically, mom has powers, you all. Apparently, she can emit this weird sound blast that can kill humans. And I don't know where it came from. It felt weird, but it looked cool, so I'm here for it. The other two people that are with Marcus, they're dead. However, Marcus goes and he runs towards his little spaceship and he tries to fly it, but of course, mom is overriding the systems. She basically comes in and she knocks Marcus out and she hijacks his little space shuttle. And I'm like, Marcus should be dead by now. There's no reason for Mother to leave him alive, which again, it came back down to plot conveniences. I had no idea why she would allow Marcus to live. Anyway, she flies the little shuttle all the way to the Ark, and she's able to get in because she's able to change her appearance to Marcus. And when she comes in, she just starts killing everyone left and right. And this was actually very surprising to me. This entire sequence was very unpredictable. I couldn't even guess that the mom was going to go into the Ark. So her plan is that she's going to crash the Ark into the planet and she's going to kill a whole lot of humans. And this is also where we get to see her new power. Not only can she emit deadly supersonic screams, she can also flash freeze iron after breathing on it. So she basically has cold breath, which again, I'm not really sure where it came from. So basically, I guess she's a weapon of mass destruction who is parading around as this nurturing figure. Who knows? She finds the children in the Ark and she goes there, and yeah, you just know that she's going to take the children and she's going to let everyone else die. And the spaceship explodes on the planet, and there's this aura, this colorful aura going around. And Marcus gets up and Marcus tries to get in contact with the other landers on the planet. And I'm like, again, there's no reason for Marcus to be alive. Maybe Mother has a reason that we might end up finding in episode 2 or 3. I'm not really sure. But again, I would have preferred if he was dead. So it turns out that Mother only brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new kids, which I guess reminded her of the children that she lost. She goes to Campion and she's like, Campion, I would like you to do your best to make your new friends comfortable. Of course, Campion now realizes that his android mother is a very dangerous being and he really needs to be careful. And this is where the episode ends. And yeah, a whole lot of unexpected stuff happened. I enjoyed it. As I mentioned, there are some plot conveniences, there is some tropey writing, but overall it was a very enjoyable episode. I'm going to go and watch episode number 2 and 3 right now. Maybe I'll do recap reviews of those as well. I'm not really sure. Let me know what you thought of the episode down in the comment section below. And yeah, until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later.